I am a very big introvert. A lot of people do not know that about me. Okay, I feel like because I'm a YouTuber, people probably assume that I'm very talkative, I'm extroverted, I'm a social butterfly, I'm going to parties and connecting with people all the time. It's not like that, I promise you. And the people who know me in real life, they know this very well. I'm more often than not the most quiet person in a room. Part of that is by choice, but part of that is because, like I said, I'm introverted. I get drained very easily when I socialize too much. And this is something that's very hard to explain to people that aren't introverted, is that after talking to people, I literally feel like I need to go and take a nap. It drains my energy. But at the same time, it's very important to develop social skills. And, as a kid, I never wanted to accept that fact. I never wanted to accept the fact that when I got older, I was going to have to learn how to socialize regardless of what career path I went on. Because I was going to have to learn how to conduct myself in a professional manner, regardless of what I was trying to do. And this is something that ate at me because I did not want to talk to people. In high school, I promise you, I was one of the quietest people probably in the whole school. If I didn't have friends in whatever class I was in, I was not talking. I was known as a very quiet person. Most of the people in my class probably didn't even know who I was. They probably didn't even know I was there because I would not talk. Because, for one, I didn't want to be there. I hated school. And also, like I said, I'm an introvert. I didn't want to talk to people. And because of that, I was very behind in terms of my social skills by the time I graduated high school. This is obviously a big problem because at that point it's time to, either go to college or enter the working world. You got to do something. You got to move forward in life. But what I realized is that if you don't have social skills, you're stuck. You can't move anywhere. You can't progress. This is what sets certain people apart, is knowing how to talk to people. Take it from me. This is literally what I do now. I just talk to you guys. I talk to you and I make money from doing that. And I help people from doing that. You have to be able to talk and socialize and communicate effectively no matter what work environment you're trying to be a part of. Now, one thing that I did have going for me is that I was a very good writer as a kid. I was always a pretty advanced writer for my age. But the problem was that I didn't really know how to translate that into becoming a good speaker, being able to articulate myself through my words as opposed to through a pencil and paper, and if you look at some of the very first videos that I uploaded, you can see the difference in, my presence when I talk. I'm not as animated. I didn't know how to communicate effectively at that point, especially to a camera. But I'm living proof that it's possible to improve your social skills even as a hardcore introvert. Now, like I said, I was always a pretty good writer, and I think that this is what made it pretty easy for me to become a more articulate speaker. So that would be my first tip, is start writing more, become a better writer, because writing helps you to organize your thoughts more effectively. For example, whenever I first started making videos, like I said, I didn't believe that I was a good speaker. So what I did was I would script out line for line, word for word, everything that I was going to say in every video. Now, that came at the expense of my on-camera presence and my overall energy and enthusiasm, but it helped me become a better speaker over time because I learned to organize my thoughts and express my organized thoughts in that way. Looking back on it, in high school, English class was by far the most important class that I ever took. It taught me how to think. It taught me how to organize my thoughts. It taught me, analysis, like how to analyze different things. It taught me to become a better writer, a better reader. And, this is how you consume and express information. It's by reading, writing, and speaking. So, English class is very important. I will say, if there's one class in school that really does matter, it's English. Now, another class that is very, very crucial to improving your social skills, and, this is for all my high schoolers out there, or even if you're in college, take a speech class, okay? Take a speech class. Now, like I said, I was a very big introvert as a kid. I did not want to take a speech class. I didn't want to be that person that was trying to give my speech in front of the classroom and I forgot what I was supposed to say, and now I'm just up here looking stupid. But at the end of the day, this is how you become better. You have to embrace that. You have to embrace the chance of failure because you know it's going to make you a better overall person. It's going to help your confidence. It's going to improve your abilities, your marketability when it comes to entering into the real world where you have to talk to people. There's no way around that. You have to talk to people. Public speaking is the second most important class that I ever took in high school. And honestly, if it wasn't for that class, I would not be doing YouTube right now because a lot of the things that I learned in that class are things that I still implement to this day with my videos years later. Even if you're out of school, I think they have like adult speech classes that you can join. Take one of those classes. It's one of the best investments you'll ever make in yourself. Even if you're not, Martin Luther King Jr. when it comes to giving speeches, you'll at least be able to articulate yourself. You'll be able to express your thoughts effectively, which is really all you need in the real world. The next thing I would recommend, especially for my younger people, is to work retail. Okay, this right here, working retail, is what taught me how to interact with people on a more personal level. I can interact with my friends just fine, obviously, because they're my friends, and same with my family. But working retail forced me to learn how to interact with random people. Now, mind you, I'm not somebody who likes to talk to strangers regardless. I avoid small talk whenever possible. But at the same time, it's nice to be able to do that when you need to. It's nice to not have that social anxiety. And honestly, I wish that I had worked retail when I was younger, because I'm gonna put you guys on game real quick. If you've never worked retail and you're trying to meet girls, that's where you need to go. You need to go work a retail job. That's where all the girls are. The girls are working retail. So if you really want to start talking to girls, go work at a retail job and talk to your coworkers. I remember when I got my first retail job, I made it a habit to introduce myself to every new employee that worked there, because I wanted to make them feel more comfortable and I wanted to grow within myself socially. And that's something that I learned from my friend Kendrick. Shout out to Awaken PSD. He is definitely a big part of the reason why I was able to improve my social skills to the point that I've gotten them to. It's because I hung out with him a lot. And when you hang out with social people, you're going to become more social naturally. And that's my next tip, is hang out with social people. Start to interact with more social people. It's kind of like if you're around successful people, you're more likely to become successful. If you're around people that are in really good shape, you're going to find yourself in really good shape. If you're around really social people, you're going to become more social, or you're going to be able to conduct yourself in a certain way when you need to, which, like I said, that's really all that matters. The next thing that I would recommend for anyone trying to improve their social skills is to travel. Okay, this is something that literally forced me to socialize with people. I've talked about my first trip to New York when I was 18. I couch surfed on that trip. I couch surfed. And if you don't know what couch surfing is, it's basically where you stay with a stranger for free with other strangers. And I was the youngest person there, but that was the first time that I was really able to open up in a group setting. Being around other people from different countries that I had never even heard of, it was hard for me to not socialize. I wouldn't shut up sometimes because I was so excited to talk to these people. And, when you travel, you meet people like that. You're more likely to run across people that can teach you something and that you can teach something too. And to me, that's very exciting. Learning and teaching people when it comes to different cultures. I find that very exciting. And that brings me to my next point, which is do what you love to do. When you do what you love to do, you're at your most confident. That's when you're your happiest, and you'll naturally find that you're more social. For me, I like playing basketball. That's how I meet a lot of different people. That's what me and my friends do. Whenever we go and hang out, we just play basketball. It's very relaxing to me to just go outside and enjoy some fresh air and just play basketball. And, whenever I meet strangers playing basketball, I'm more likely to talk to them because I'm doing something that I love to do. For you, it might be something else. Maybe it's video games, and you can meet people by playing video games online. There's a lot of different ways to meet people, but do what you love to do, and you'll be at your best. You'll feel the most confident because you're doing what you love to do. The next thing that you can do to improve your social skills, especially right now with the way things are going, is use Omegle or Omegle, however you pronounce it. If you don't know what Omegle is, it's a website where you video chat with random strangers. Now, I will give you a fair warning. You will see things on there that you don't want to see. You will hear things on there that you don't want to hear, especially if you're a person with melanin. You can't let that mess up your vibe. Go on to the next person. If you see something that you don't want to see, skip that person and just keep going until you find somebody that is willing to have a conversation with you. Now, the best part about this is that if you mess up, if you're just that nervous and you have that much social anxiety, you can just skip to the next person. So even though this is definitely like, having training wheels as far as improving your social skills, it's better than nothing. It'll definitely help you learn to talk to strangers. These are complete strangers that you've never met and will likely never meet in your life. So it really helps. It really helps to break out of that prison of social anxiety. Having social anxiety is terrible. It sucks when you want to go talk to somebody and you can't do it because you're scared. Life is too short to be scared to talk to people.